All right, welcome back to the Green Revolution Show, ladies and gents. My name is Alex Markelides. I'm your host, and we have a northern trekking individual today going through the mountains of Canada, Emma Rose Cohen, the founder of Final Straw, the straw reimagined. It's not something you can eat like lollyware, but it's just as amazing, if not more applicable and usable this day and age because it reduces consumption. And Emma, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it. Who are you? How'd you find yourself in this space? And, what exactly is the Final Straw?
Hey, thanks for having me. So the Final Straw is, as we can say, the world's first reusable, collapsible straw that's travel-friendly, convenient, and easy to clean. My business partner, Miles, and I decided a little more easy to carry. The current reusable straws that are on the market are bulky and, sometimes they're hazardous. If they're glass, they can easily break. Right. The metal ones, Starbucks had to recall a quarter of children's mouths. Wow. Because of the sharp edges. So we wanted to create something that was safe, easy to use, fun, and a little sexy because I think sustainability should be and fun and interesting versus, a lot of times it can be a little dull and sad and depressing.
Yes, I know.
So
I agree. Like Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Like Tesla made the,
So yeah, and right? We wanted something that was reusable. I think that what I really love about Lolly Straw is it is edible, so you aren't ending up with a bunch of paper straws. But a lot of people say, oh, well, we buy biodegradable ones. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I guess that's great, but not really. Like when those biodegradable straws go to the landfill, they're going to anaerobically digest and create methane, which is 40 times more potent than CO2.
Right. So let's talk about straws. Why is Final Straw the answer that meets the market need that a metal straw, an edible straw, or an existing plastic straw doesn't?
Sure. So we are pretty vehemently against single use in any way. So as I said earlier, a biodegradable straw, if it goes to a composting facility, going to one are pretty small. It also needs to go to an industrial composter if it's made out of bioplastic. Is that it's going to anaerobically digest and create methane, which is a greenhouse gas that's 40 times more potent. So in that case, plastic is actually better. Wow. But plastic is not better where straws are not ending up in the landfill and they're ending up contaminating our environment. I'm sure you, as well as most of the listeners, have seen the viral video of the turtle where a straw was getting pulled out of his nose. That's that scientists happen to find. I'm sure there are plenty more, ingestions of straws, and then also straws and all plastics in general. They don't biodegrade, they photodegrade. So when plastic is exposed to light, it breaks down into lots of small particles, but they never fully biodegrade. So what's happening is and so you have filter feeders who eat in a similar fashion to a fat man at a buffet. They just have their mouth open and they pour food in their mouths without discretion. So they are ingesting a ton of plastic, and that plastic is bioaccumulating up the food chain and eventually reaching humans. So that's one reason we decided to replace the plastic straw. Now, honestly, if someone is so keen to carry around a large and bulky reusable straw, great. You don't need our product. You are dedicated. That is awesome. But our product is for someone who travels a lot and needs something right on your keychain. You don't have to think about it. You just hook it on your keychain and you've always got it with you. Ours assembles very quickly, and it also has a silicone protective cap on the end, so it's safe for kids. The stainless steel straws can puncture your mouth, and the glass straws can break. So our straw basically, it goes around those issues, and easy to carry, convenient, easy to clean, and really fun. And I think, lastly, and possibly most importantly, what our straw does is it's a weird kind of looking object that's in your drink, and it's a conversation starter. And that's really what we're trying to do with this product, is start conversations, is get people thinking, is get people, beyond straws. If every single person in the world stopped using straws tomorrow, would we save the planet? Absolutely not. But if we can do, that's where you're going to get massive change.
So your straw is it seems like it's more than a straw. It's this great attempt to shift consciousness. What else did you say it came with when you?
So our straw comes with 5 cards that you can ask the establishment to only serve straws on. Business is driven by the consumer, and so if we can get enough people asking their favorite restaurant to stop serving straws except for on request, we can make massive change. And more businesses are already signing on to not serving straws. There are 7 cities in the United States that have banned straws. This is a massive movement that is only getting bigger, and we want to be at the forefront.
I guarantee you nothing. I'm a host of a show and a school teacher, but I have the great feeling that this straw. I mean, I've seen a lot of products. I've interviewed a lot of people, but this straw, it seems like it's going to be right next to this cup soon, It seems like it's going to be a staple.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the reuse. I mean, come on. If you're intelligent enough and you have the kind of global awareness, you don't have plastic silverware anymore. You have metal silverware. You have some sort of ceramic-like plastic reusable, dishware. This is, I really hope and have faith that it's going to become a staple in the, not even the everyday American, the everyday person's way of living. The other option is dire, and it doesn't have to be this doom and gloom. It can be this exciting, hey, MacBook Pro of the straw world. Come on, right?
That's exactly what we're going for.
The MacBook Pro. So I can't wait to get one and use one on our next panel.
I'm excited to expand the line beyond the straw. This is the first step of many. We want to make collapsible, reusable chopsticks. And the product that I'm most excited for is the to-go container. Takeout waste is a huge issue. And, a lot of people that are busy and working a lot do takeout all the time.
Right.
So we're really trying to nail down the system, and obviously it's complex and has a lot of different variables going for it, but that's why we're starting small with the straw and then looking forward to building it up and have their kit. You don't leave your house without your wallet, so why are you leaving your house without your straw?
Right.
Close to 1/2 of what's in the landfill is packaging, and all of those items are single use. And, unless consumers start changing their behavior, nothing's going to happen, because manufacturers don't have extended producer responsibility right now, where they're responsible to take care of the products that they create.
Right. So let's talk about that right there. That's a great point. Like, you can be as sustainable as you want. You can be using an all natural, all organic fuel. You can be powering yourself on solar energy, which is all phenomenal. Ollieware's phenomenal. You're phenomenal. Everybody's doing great work. But consumption, that's been sort of like something I've been learning about a lot lately. Okay, just because I'm doing something that is regenerative or sustainable, doesn't mean that, consumption can be very negative. Even if you're constantly buying something that is sustainable, you're still consuming, you're still creating a carbon footprint, you're still actively doing things. And so I think that's a really good point. You can only purchase this straw once. And if you don't lose it, you have it forever. It's the final straw. I think the name's great. It's an awesome logo in it, and it's true to its name. So can you talk to us about the difference or the critical importance of when you are going to be sustainable and regenerative and aware of how you consume, why reusable is often, not always, but often a very wise decision when it comes to something that might be eco-friendly, but it's going to be reused anyway. I'm sorry, not going to be reused and going to be thrown away anyway.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think, reusables are tough because every single resource that is reusable has a different environmental impact. So when you're looking at a life cycle assessment of steel versus bamboo versus, aluminum, each material is going to impact the environment in a different way. So you, as a consumer, need to look at all these different numbers and say, okay, what's worse, eutrophication or acidification? And those are decisions that the average consumer cannot and will not make. So, as a manufacturer who's and assessing ourselves, and it's hard because life cycle assessment software is somewhat subjective, and you put in want.
Right.
So I guess, all that said doesn't really point to the answer, but it does point to buying high quality items that you plan on using forever. I think probably their clothing is some of the most expensive in the outdoor industry, but that's because they have a lifetime guarantee and the highest quality materials that are sustainably sourced.
Right. And I think that's cradle in mind. William McDonough, had in his masterpiece, the recyclable plastic book Cradle to Cradle, talks about creating things like you're doing. This final straw is literally going to be recycling metals and plastics in the technical nutrient cycle. And I was like, what's that statistic again? You'd have to use the average cotton bag how many times?
172. You have to reuse the cotton bag 172 times to equal the impact of one single-use plastic bag.
Because now, it's that water intensive.
You'll get,
wow.
The American Chemical Council that labors for, lobbies against single-use plastic bag bans. They use that statistic in their benefit. They say, reusable bags are just as bad and even worse for the environment than a single-use plastic one. And, to a certain degree, they're right. But it's all about reuse, and it's all about, my dad, who's had the same cotton bags for 35 years.
Right.
So he surpassed the 172 by a long margin. But, I think a lot of people, their bag gets dirty and they throw it away, or maybe it was a free bag, and so you don't really care about it. Maybe it has a logo you're not interested in anymore. There's just kind of a little more of a throwaway culture now, and it makes me upset. And the organic grocery store that I go to every day, they've been handing out reusable bags, and It's like for free. And it's like, who needs more reusable bags? We all have so many in our closet. It's just that no one actually remembers to bring it in the store.
Right, and you could reuse your plastic bags, to your point. I mean, to the extent at which they're thick enough to be reused, reuse them until you get a cotton bag or another more eco-friendly bag. I mean, Anya is an Australian company we just did a Skype with who just sponsored us, and they literally take plastics from single-use plastics, which technically people would say couldn't be recycled, and they make reusable bags out of those bags.
Yeah, totally. It's just about really having a dedication towards reuse.
We're so grateful for your time, Emma. And could you give us any final closing thoughts and sort of about the rapid prototyping that occurs within an entrepreneur's mind, or any sort of inspiration and sort of next steps for you and your company, and where we could find your information?
Sure. I think one of the biggest messages of our campaign is that every straw matters, and every single effort that you make as an individual does matter. And though you may feel small at times and that your contribution doesn't count, it absolutely does. So at our company, it's great if you don't buy our product, but do not use single-use plastic straws, please. Refuse the straw. When you order a drink, just order it with no straw, and train yourself to always do that, and then expand that mindset to other things that you may not need, and try and reduce consumption. That really is our goal as a company, and it's not, yes, we were trying to change the way that people interact with waste. When you throw something away, there is no away. It goes to a place, which is either as a landfill or a litter. So dispelling the myth of the mythical land of away is so important. And go visit your landfill. Go visit your local. That is some of the most powerful images you'll ever see. One thing I did with my office when I was working at the lab was I secretly collected all the trash for 1 week, and then at the end of the week I laid it all outside and invited everyone in the office out and said, surprise, I've been collecting your trash, and now we get to sort through it. And I think that it had a very lasting impact on every single person there, because you never come face to face with your trash again. And so that experience really changed the way I thought about waste. And now every single time I throw something in the trash can, I think about it. And I know that, that piece of plastic, it's going to be here when my great grandkids are alive. So, what kind of world am I leaving? What is my legacy? And I hope that I will be known, for someone who stood up for the earth.
That's not even say anything. Where can people find your amazing product? And I can't wait till we get one and use it to enjoy some of Coco Vinny's regenerative coconut drink.
So you can check out our Instagram. It's _final_straw_. We have some pretty awesome memes, if I do say so. And if you have any meme ideas that you want me to create, I am the illustrator and artist, so I'm happy to make those. And you can also give us a shout out on Facebook or Twitter at Suck Responsibly on Twitter, and Facebook Final Straw.
I love it.
But we're most active on Instagram.
Yeah, no, I'm on your Instagram page now, and I love it. It's the picture of the surfer chick, and there's all these plastic bags just surrounding her. That's powerful. That's
Yeah, so that's a repost. I didn't take that photo, so but I do love showcasing other artists' interpretation of what is happening to the natural world.
Right. Now let me see another one. What about the salt shaker? Did you do that one?
I did.
All right, here it is. Let's feature that one to end our wonderful interview. This is it. I can't wait to get one myself. This is something I could see being in singer. I bet you she would sell your straw in a second. Whether it's the in the house. I mean, this is the entry point, I think, for all people, because everybody drinks. And I guarantee you, and from now on, I'm saying ice water with no straw, and just being like that should be the given, because it just makes sense. It's an easy thing to do. And so thank you for everything you've done, and we appreciate you coming on the show. Maybe when we're up in Canada, someday, we'll be surfing and not surfing, we'll be snow surfing with you up there. We'll be skiing.
We can go surf. Tofino's got great waves.
All right, cool. Well, hey, ladies and gents, this is Emma Cohen from Final Straw. Check them out on Instagram, _Final Straw _. She has a wonderful LinkedIn here, and most importantly, suckresponsibly.com. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.